Bullish AMP cost expectations range somewhere in the range of 1 cent and 3 cents by 2030. Market investigators accept AMP could reach 1 cent by 2025. Bearish AMP market cost expectation for 2023 is $0. AMP presentation. Clients have become used to paying speedily and the independence from worry over security while making buys. This is somewhat more trying for blockchains. Nonetheless, AMP is utilizing collateralization through its AMP token to ensure that network clients will not need to pick either speed and security. Despite the fact that the security token was just presented toward the finish of 2020, it has gained incredible headway. The organization is now being utilized by more than 40,000 areas, and its digital currency is beginning to build up some forward momentum. Could we at any point figure the cost of AMPs, and is the token a method for installment later on? What is AMP? In the space of cryptography, there is banter about whether to put security or speed first. To guarantee the well-being of each and every exchange, security is required. However, speed is fundamental for the boundless reception of a blockchain. Collateralization is AMP's response to this issue. Clients can wager cryptographic money with every exchange to guarantee that it will finish. The maker of Flexa organization, Tyler Spalding, additionally established AMP. It is built on the Flexa organization and records two basic roles. While people can involve AMP for secure and prompt exchanges from their own resources, consolidating Flexa with AMP is feasible for shippers to ensure that installments are paid continuously. AMP Specialized Investigation. Specialized investigation shows that since its send-off, the AMP cost has moved generally high and low. The coin's process started at $0, and as indicated by authentic records, it kept up with this cost for a considerable length of time. Afterward, it showed an unexpected increment and crossed 3 cents. It then continued with moderate exchanging after that. AMP arrived at a record high of 12 cents. In any case, following that, the coin had a lofty downfall and retested around 3 cents. AMP Basic Investigation. AMP's white paper contends that it fills in as a mode for gathering esteem while matching the impetuses of all members in disseminated tokenized monetary organizations. This is finished by consolidating a non-inflationary motivator dissemination with positive input circles of rising spending capacity. Fundamental monetary models are created to show that AMP proceeds as low instability security, with its worth becoming simply because of the utility it offers. By empowering decentralized proprietorship and support in monetary organizations, applications based on AMP can become significant degrees more expense proficient than existing frameworks and assist with killing the mind-boggling extra weight loss of conventional social and financial designs for monetary exchanges. The report proceeds. AMP is presently worth $0. AMP has moved 3.49% as of now with an exchanging volume of $21,744,868. AMP is right now positioned 180 among all digital forms of money with a market capitalization of $161,411,577 USD. Using the overall strength file, moving weighted normal, Williams fractal and moving normal union dissimilarity from the diagram above, we can decide cost designs for AMP to conclude whether having a bullish or negative year is going. Our cost expectation estimates utilize continuous AMP market information, and all information is refreshed live on our site. This permits us to give dynamic cost expectations in view of current market action. AMP Value Forecast 2023. AMP, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astonishing digital forms of money to rise this year. The AMP cost conjecture for 2023 expects a huge expansion in the year's final part, conceivably coming to $0. Similarly as with other digital currencies, the ascent will be continuous, yet no impressive drops are normal. Averaging $0 cost is very aggressive. However, it is plausible sooner rather than later given expected joint efforts and progressions. AMP is supposed to have a base worth of $0. AMP Value Expectation 2024 of every 2024. AMP cost expectation has a lot of space for development. Because of the likely declarations of various new organizations and drives, we guess that the cost of AMP will before long outperform $0. Nonetheless, we ought to hold on to check whether the AMP's general strength record emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market unpredictability, AMP will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $0, a typical exchanging cost of $0. AMP Value Expectation 2025. Assuming that the vertical pattern go on until 2025, it could reach 1 cent and AMP might benefit. On the off chance that the market encounters a downfall, the objective may not be met. AMP is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of 1 cent and a low of 1 cent in 2025. AMP Value Expectation 2026. Assuming AMP effectively helps market feeling among digital currency lovers, the AMP coin cost could stay stable for the following 5 years. As per our projections, AMP will be green in 2026. The AMP is supposed to reach and outperform its unsurpassed high in 2026. In 2026, the virtual cash will be valued at 1 cent, with a base cost of 1 cent and a typical cost of 1 cent. AMP value expectation 2027. After some broad gauging and specialized investigation, we gauge the AMP cost is supposed to cross a normal value level of 1 cent by 2027, with a base cost of 1 cent anticipated before the year's end. Besides, AMP has a greatest value worth of 2 cents. AMP value forecast 2028. Because representing things to come, organizations that are supposed to occur by 2028, we are expecting that a bullish pattern will keep carrying the typical cost to around 2 cents. In the event that AMP figures out how to break the safe level in 2028, we could see a most extreme cost of 2 cents. Neglecting to accumulate the help AMP needs by 2028 could bring about a low of 2 cents. AMP value forecast 2029. While AMP is endeavoring towards interoperability between organizations to rush connection, the bullish pattern from the earlier year is supposed to proceed. So the base exchange cost has been set at 2 cents and a yearly cost close above 2 cents in 2029. AMP value forecast 2030. By 2030, AMP will at last outperform its past ATH values and record new cost levels. The base cost could be 2 cents and possibly arrive at a greatest value worth of 3 cents. Averaging out at 3 cents. AMP value expectation 2031. The digital currency market is known to be profoundly unstable, which is one of the many justifications for why cost gouging is a troublesome errand. Bitcoin wisdom makes an honest effort to figure future price tags with accuracy, but all expectations ought not be taken as monetary counsel, and you should DYOR. In 2031, we are anticipating that cryptographic money should have acquired reception across numerous areas. Thusly, the greatest AMP cost in 2031 is projected to be 3 cents in case of a bull run, with a typical value level of 3 cents. AMP has a ton of potential in the crypto field thanks to confirmations with respect to security and speed. However, for the AMP digital money to find success, experts accept that it will expect it to continue growing its biological system and displaying its helpful application. What is the AMP cost today? Today, AMP is exchanging at $0 an all-out market capitalization of $161,411,577. Is AMP a wise speculation? AMP ended up being one of the most discussed coins in the crypto space this previous year. In view of this, it is shrewd to say that AMP is a decent decision of speculation. How high could AMP at any point go? The typical cost of AMP might potentially reach $0 a year. Throughout the following 5 years, it is projected that AMP might outperform 2 cents. What amount will AMP be worth in 5 years? In view of the rising prevalence of cryptographic money and AMP, a drawn-out interest in AMP could see the value ascend to 2 cents inside the following 5 years. What amount will AMP be worth in 10 years? In the event that you put resources into AMP today, similarly as with any venture, a drawn-out increment is normal. The cost of AMP might actually ascend to 4 cents inside the following 10 years. What will the AMP cost be in 2024? AMP cost is supposed to reach $0